지금 다운로드 받으세요.
Welcome back, guys, to the SPL. We're all tied up here.
Yeah,
Wolf.
we're all tied up here like, I don't know, a bunch of rope holding together other parts of rope. I don't know.
Be careful where you're going with that rope story.
Yeah, I don't know. Look at Alive's face, man. He's like, yeah, he won so hard. I was really impressed with that game. Reality's a good TV player, man. Look at Reality's expression too. Like, I feel like these two things have never been like more closely related.
Reality needs to go see the chiropractor, man. He's got a crick in his neck. Something's going on there. Maybe that's why he lost that game.
His neck hurts because he had to keep looking at his mini-map because he kept seeing Alive's harass coming to his face every 5 seconds.
Super's got a headache. Someone get that guy some Advil.
Well, this third match, I feel like most people would favor Solar. But looking at Solar's recent results, we talked about this. I don't want to vote for either of them.
Yeah.
Look at the scores: 5-4, 4-5. Bombers 1-0 versus Zerg. Well, that was a really weird game, though. I didn't even want to talk about that game. He made like only Marines.
I'd forgotten about that game. He beat Dark, actually, right?
Yeah, he like made only Marines and like
he had a 2-2 timing
at
the fourth base and just like killed him.
I think it was on Dust Towers too.
Yeah.
But
that was a weird game.
Solar, you know, one of the best players, one of the best Zergs, but you can't call him one of the best in the world, I feel, until he tightens up his consistency. And me and Mondaycaster, we're voting Bomber here. And I think I've only gotten one prediction wrong today so far, the hero prediction. We'll see what happens.
I've gotten nearly everyone wrong except the Alive game. Isn't it weird also that Mondaycaster casts on Saturday and Sunday now? That's
really weird.
We got to talk to him about that. Guys, we're going to jump into Frost here for Solar versus Bomber. Up here in the top left, the Zerg player, the only one for this matchup, it's Solar.
And to the top right in purple, it is Bomber. Bomber been playing StarCraft 2 since the beginning. Also a pro gamer for Eastro and Brood War, has a lot of experience. One of the oldest pro gamers, actually.
88.
Yep. And he's 2 years older than me. He's been playing StarCraft before he was playing StarCraft 2 in Korea before I even moved here to commentate it. Playing since the beta. An incredible Terran player. But Solar has had, over the past 2 years, incredible results. You know, his DreamHack performance. He played a lot of overseas tournaments really, really well. Then was playing in like basically every online tournament ever and winning basically every online tournament ever. And then suddenly, and he was also like at the beginning of Pro League, like the guy who was always winning ZVP. Like he had an incredible record. But somewhere along the way, something changed, and he became like almost 50-50 on everything. He would beat one of the best players in the world, then lose to an inferior one the next day, and no one would really know why that would happen.
He's taking a drink of Picari Sweat mid-game. He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. That's pretty interesting.
He took his hands off the keyboard, both of them, at like, I don't know, what it was the game time. We're like 1 minute and a half into this game. Okay, I've seen
Solar,
people
get your head in the game, man.
I've seen people do that like after they made their first SCV back when we started with 6 workers, but like, wow. I mean, it's not even a bad thing. I don't think he even lost any APM there. I mean, he lost some average APM, but who cares, right? Like, second barracks here for Bomber, by the way.
Ooh, wants to get a little bit frisky. This is looking like the Beyond build, probably, where he's going to make the tech lab, get a very fast stim, and then get out reactored 2 medevacs and drop with them. And it's going to be pretty nice for these positions. I mean, he's going to get the first scout. He's going to be able to drop straight into the main. The third base and fourth base locations for Solar, I should say the fourth base, because that one down here south of the natural is going to be the obvious third base. But the fourth base is awkward Do you take it closer to the Terran, or do you take it farther away from your third and from your main? It's not the best positions for sure. We've seen even Ragnarok come out on this map against I forget who it was, but a really good Terran, maybe Dream. And
yeah, I think it was Dream. I think you're right.
And he won. They were at cross spawns, and he was using Ultralisk to harass six bases and stuff. It was crazy.
This does get really fun at these positions, though, because I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on the Zerg to get creative on defending these styles. We've seen players go Infestors and get some nice money fungals. This is not going to be one of those types of games, I don't think. Considering that Solar hasn't added a Roach Warren or anything like that. He's getting Overlord speed, because he wants to get more vision of what Bomber is doing. But Bomber, with that second barracks, is rushing out a very fast stim, really fast, really early. And I think he's just going to be doing a lot of aggressive play by ground to stop Solar from ever securing that fourth base.
Well, this is a fantastic scout. A very common thing for the Zergs nowadays is where you get that Overlord speed to make sure you know what's coming. And he sees it. I mean, it's the Beyond build. He sees all the buildings, literally, and he's like, oh, okay. Now I just need to make these buildings to defend.
Yep, he's going to get a Roach Warren. He's going to go Ravagers here. Now, I'm really curious to see if he's going to go ahead and pop down a lair as well to get fast Infestors to help deal with these kinds of pushes. Because if you get the right fungals, you shut these pushes down hard. You can actually get your Corrosive Vials off. And man, Bomber is not messing around. He's even already switched to get Reactor Medivacs out. His stim is 2/3 done now. This is all going to be done without combat shields initially, but it's just going to be so powerful. And I wonder if the Roach Warren is the right choice for against this much healing on the Medivacs, this many of them, and this stim. I'm like not 100% sold on it. Like, people just don't want to make Banelings anymore in this matchup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I mean, they're still pretty good though, right? He's not going to have a lair to make Baneling speed with, because he hasn't gone down that path, but still, I feel like Banelings are pretty good against pushes like this.
Just going to go Roach Ling. Use Roaches and Lings and the Queens probably to push away the Medivacs. Oh, and he scouts it too.
That's huge.
Needs to get those Lings back. Oh, no, he's actually going to drop them. Here we go.
Well, that's also not a bad idea, because he knows that Bomber's going to be playing on so much aggression, he might even rally. So he's going to have to keep units at home as a result. He's not rallying now, of course, but he might if this starts to get a lot more damage done. All right, here we go. Ravager's morphing. They're actually going to go ahead and target one down, but he has to dodge the Biles, which will actually keep that Ravager alive and allow it to finish morphing.
And here we go. Lots of Lings actually able to get us surrounded, and that's going to be able to push it back. And here we go. The drop into the main now. And we'll see how much damage. Oh, he's actually moving out here with the Medivac, so there's only one Marine back at home to defend.
Okay, he does have stim with this Marine. And also SCVs here, so I guess this is really awkward.
Like starts to drop him out to try to snipe the Marine.
The
if he can do that, he can
to
do a lot of damage. There he goes. Well, there's more Marines now.
SCV's trying to like dunk the Zerglings in Vespene gas. They're like a lot of them were carrying gas. I don't know. So a lot of people watching this might go, well, I mean, I don't know if this pressure really did anything for Alive, or excuse me, for Bomber, but he forced so many units he made that the worker count is pretty low for Solar, in fact, and when he started droning up again, that's when the second wave of these Marines hits.
Oh boy, and now he's pulling the, I think one of those Medivacs actually got hit by the Corrosive Vials, a bit of a mistake there by Bomber, and that's actually what's going to push him back here.
And he's starting to lose ground with this. He forced a lot of units he made instead of drones and actually killed 6 more with that push. But look at the supplies. At this point, Solar is starting to build a scary army. And I think that Solar has a large enough army, and because of these positions, it's like really good for him to counterattack soon with Roach speed and all these Ravagers. Bomber will have to survive that. If he does, he'll have the better comp. He'll have good upgrades, and a bunch of Medivacs. But I don't know if he'll be able to hold that counter pressure because of all the units he's traded for economy. And he's going to continue to do so. In fact, losing another Marine here, 3 more Marines there.
Yeah, and Solar is he's definitely he's looking to put on some pressure here, making more and more units. And no fourth base just yet. He's delaying that for a pretty long time. Wants to be safe first. But no other techs. I mean, it's just Roach Ravager for now.
Yeah. So interesting that we see Solar committing so much of these creeps on the Overlords. He even creeped the main for a second, which I think was trying to get Bomber to think it was a Nidus or something, because he keeps putting on all this pressure that Bomber is probably trying to make Bomber think like, oh, at any moment something can come into your base, just so you know. He's also creeping up a location where Bomber's third could have been, and most likely his fourth will be. Yeah, look at the upgrades, though. 1-1 already. 2-2 is on the way. Combat Shield's just finished. And if he holds this push, Solar is going to have some serious trouble transitioning here. But it's not going to be an easy push to hold. He's almost got pure Marines here.
Ooh, and he's heavily supply blocked now. He's only making the supply depots now. Not going to fare well, especially if he eats some of these corrosive vials. Nice kiting, though, for now. He's going to pull the SCVs now.
Oh, man, this is all he has to do is hold this push, and I think the game is his. Okay, Ling's in the main base, though, at the same time. It's going to force him to multitask here.
Oh, this is just so many units from the Zerg. And as you were saying, the positions are actually great. I was talking about how they were awkward at first, but this is really working out here for Solar.
Yeah, for the tech he's chosen, I think this is really smart. Oh, hits his own roaches there with the biles. You got to be careful about that. Bomber forced to lift his CC here, but I want to see some more tech going down for Solar with the damage he's done. Can he survive?
Where's the transition, you know? Or is he just going to try to end it here?
If you look at supplies, like I know people are probably going crazy, like, oh, look, it's over, get Wolf. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, this game's not over. Bomber has a better tech, and he has, you know, the healing power to beat this army.
Well, he needs to survive this push. Let's see how it goes. Corrosive Vial's coming down, and Bomber trying to push forward. Eating some of those, but this is just way too much Zerg at this point. Going to be able to push in.
And post attack is not going to finish. Denied. Solar pushing up here. Wow. And Bomber just doesn't have enough units, and half of his production facilities are now camped, so he's never going to have enough units.
Yeah, great Zerg pressure here on this map. I actually really like this play from Solar. We don't see too many Zergs nowadays. They're not doing all that well, but it really makes it work here on this map. Oh boy.
Those are the money biles. GG.
GG.
He couldn't hold it, man. He just could not. That was so much Zerg. The positions were good. And he got really aggressive versus some of those biles. Like, he was trying to run through them, which is often correct because you want to get on top of those roaches and ravagers anyways with your DPS density that the Marines have, the healing power. But he got caught by them a few times. And his pressure was good. I liked his pressure in the early game, but he also stayed too long and allowed Solar to mass up this army on a decent drone count and just go over and smash him. I really thought that Bomber was going to put up a better fight on that defense. I knew it was going to be difficult for him to hold, but he just got rolled over. Like, it was not, it wasn't a defense.
Well, we are going to jump into game number 4 here. It's going to be on Overgrowth, a map we haven't seen in a bit. And that's going to be Bravo versus Patience. So another PvT here tonight. And this is an interesting one, too, because Patience has been doing really well now these days. And Bravo himself has been doing really well as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's hard. It's a hard game to call. We're going to Overgrowth as well, so it'll be the first time we see that map today. And I'm hoping for a win for Patience so that we get that ace match.
That's what I predicted. I'm thinking Patience is going to take this one. He's been looking better and better, taking out some big opponents. What did you go for here?
I think I went Patience as well, if I'm not mistaken. I want to confirm that, though. I did. Okay. So it's that close to me in my mind that I'm like, I need to look this up. What I predicted, because I don't even remember.
I mean, this can just as easily go Bravo's way for sure. Another very even matchup, and this is part of the reason why we're saying today is so close. I think the MVP win 3-0 over CJ was really just like an outlier like that. I don't think that was supposed to happen.
No, but hey, I mean, this is going to be a good one, and it may be the map that Samsung needs to close this one out with that win with Solar over Bomber.